I'm Art Krieg. I have the privilege of being the president of the OTS, and I want to welcome you to Seattle and to our 14th annual meeting of the Oligonucleotide Therapeutics Society. I just wanted to briefly introduce our mission of the OTS. Why do we have this meeting? And very broadly, it's to foster academia and industry-based research and development of oligonucleotide therapeutics. Some meetings really focus on basic science only. Some meetings are really just for companies. And this meeting is intended to bring everybody together who's doing cutting-edge research on the academic side and the companies that are going to develop that. Because we really think to develop therapeutics, we need this whole ecosystem. And the purpose of the OTS is to try to foster that and build that. And so, if I can have the next slide, what are the ways that we do that through the OTS? How do we seek, oh, I see, it's up there, good. I'll just have to turn around here. So how do we pursue our mission? The annual meeting is a big part of that, and the feedback that you give us from this meeting is very helpful to us in improving the meeting. And so we do want you all to return your feedback forms and give us your comments on that. This year's meeting is the largest ever. Size isn't everything, but quality is really important. And we think the quality of the meeting is outstanding as well, but you'll be the judges of that over the next few days. And I do want to also just make one other comment about a new mission or new initiative that we launched this year, and that is for so-called local meetings. The OTS provides funding in the amount of up to $2,000. Anybody can apply, anyone who's an OTS member can apply for one of these grants, and the next wave of them will be coming up in November. So if you have an idea, if you've got a local group at your institution that are interested in oligonucleotide therapeutics, we'd like to help you build on that and again promote more engagement and activity there. So the second way that we do this, or a second way, is through the awards, and we'll have an awards session of the meeting on Tuesday. We've got several different categories of awards, and I'd like to highlight, especially for student and trainees, that we have travel grants and poster awards. We think a very important goal of the OTS is to promote student engagement in this, bring in new scientists into the field, because that's how we're going to grow and prosper. The next way that we work on our mission is through our journal, Nucleic Acid Therapeutics. And here I want to turn it over to Anamika, who is an editor of the journal, and she's going to make a few comments, and we have a few more slides on the journal. So, Anamika.
Okay, thank you, Art. And in addition to one of the co-editors-in-chief of the journal, I'm also the next president of the OTS, so.
Thank you for reminding me. I meant to say that too. Our president-elect.
So we work as a team. So Nucleic Acid Therapeutics is the official journal of the OTS, and Bruce Sullinger and I are the co-editors-in-chief, and we have Graham Parker as our managing editor. And what we can offer you is a very rapid peer review. So last year, on average, from first submission to first decision, it took 23 days. This year, the average is 19 days. Once the paper is accepted, the publication happens within 4 to 6 weeks. When there is an important paper where we feel, well, this needs some more attention, we do e-promotion. So, for instance, we make the paper open access freely for a couple of weeks. We send out email blasts. We are read in over 170 countries, and there's no submission fees or page charges. If you want to publish open access, there is a fee, but if you're an OTS member, you get a discount, and you don't have to publish open access. That's up to you, but if you do and you're an OTS member, make sure you get your discount. So some recent highlights. The first thing is that we had a special issue on delivery. I mean, delivery is important. Those of you who were at the education workshop, you know that delivery is a crucial aspect. So we had a special issue on the delivery issues of nucleic acid therapeutics with as a guest editor Steve Dowdy, who's also the scientific organizer of this meeting, and Matt Levy. The impact factor of the journal is on the rise. So since 2015, we have an annual increase, and we're working on increasing further. The numbers of reads, so last year we had a 30% increase in the numbers of reads, so that is quite good. And we have also a new item, and that's issues in development. So when there is a hot topic, when something really exciting happens in the field, and you've heard already in the education workshop, there's now drugs approved, and over the past 2 years we had 4 new oligonucleotide therapeutics approved. So when things like that happen, we welcome experts to write commentaries to highlight that, to put that in perspective. And I mean, they're still scientific, but they're also putting things in a broader perspective. And these items are very well read and very well cited. So I'm losing my... so we have 2 examples here. And one other thing is that the people, the individuals that received the Lifetime Achievement Award, we invite them also to write, they give their Lifetime Achievement lecture, and we also ask them to write a review about that lecture. And so far, that has happened every year. So from each Lifetime Achievement Award winner, we've received these review papers, like historical review papers, and they are also extremely well read and extremely well cited. So that is something else to look forward to for the future. So what we ask of you, well, of course, if you have exciting research to do with nucleic acid therapeutics, by all means submit your papers. We promise a quick and a fair review. You can also write review papers, so if you have a topic where you think, well, this might be of interest to the field, by all means contact me, contact Bruce, contact Graham, so we can see whether it is indeed of interest or maybe whether we have something similar already in the pipeline. If you have topics for special issues, by all means also contact us, because we don't want to have only special issues, but we do want to have regular special issues. And if there's items for issues in development, also by all means contact us. Usually we know when major things are happening, but sometimes we may miss things that are important to you. And so again, we need your help. It's not just the editors that write these things. We need all your help. So it's the journal of the society, so all the members' journals. So please help us and submit items. And with that, I hand back to our current president.
Thank you.
Art.
Thanks very much, Annemieke. The next thing that I want to comment on that we work on is our website and social media. We have been greatly upgrading the website. Those of you who haven't checked it out, I would encourage you to do so. There's a lot of resources on there, job board, conference calendar, hot papers that are identified, and every month we select a paper of the month that's voted on by our board. And I just wanted to ask Petra Disterer to stand up. Petra is very much involved in a lot of this. She tweets for the OTS as well. And so if you have any questions, suggestions, comments on any way that we can increase this impact and the value of these resources, please don't hesitate to talk to Petra or any of the other members of the OTS board. And the board is the next thing I wanted to comment on. We have elections coming up next month. Board members serve 2-year terms. All of our officers serve 2-year terms. We will be looking for nominations. Anyone who's interested in running for the board, you can either nominate a friend of yours or an enemy. You can nominate yourselves. But we really like to have people. We like to have a mix of people on the board from academia and industry. We like to have geographic representation as well to really best serve our mission. And I would just like to ask the OTS board members who are in attendance right now if you could just stand and wave those folks who are on the board so that they're recognizable as well. And please, if you have any questions about, how much work is it or anything else, it's almost no work at all, and it's a lot of fun. And we really hope to have more of you coming and joining us there. I just want to give another acknowledgement to the great people at Event Innovations who run the OTS. At the back of the room, we have, I see Jerry and Alexis, and Cindy has been around too. They do fantastic work setting this up and helping us run the society so that the board actually doesn't have to do any work at all, which is awesome for me. So with that, I just wanted to shout out some of the great progress that we've made. Membership is up a lot this year. Annual meeting attendance higher than ever. Meeting abstracts, sponsorship, the companies working in the space, almost all support the OTS in our mission. And I really want to thank the companies in the field for recognizing that the OTS is worth supporting. And we'll come back to that. And in fact, so many oligonucleotide therapeutics are approved, it really is remarkable. And now I'm going to turn it over to Steve to keep us on schedule. Steve is not only a board member, but also the chairman of the organizing committee this year that's put this great meeting together. So Steve.
So my first order of business is for everybody to stand up. We have to take a group photograph. I'm serious. Stand up. There's a dual purpose here. All right. If you want to put your hands in the air, feel free. But just don't move. Okay, everybody freeze. All right. Okay, wait, stay standing, stay standing. So now what I want you to do is to look to your left and look to your right and introduce yourself, okay?
Hi.
And then I want you to...
Nice to meet you. What's your name? Fun.
All right, now look. All right, that's enough introductions. All right, now do the person behind you and the person in front of you too, all right? Your whole world. All right. So, all right, now you can sit down. Yes. So, this is the largest OTS meeting by far. There are 567 of you, and there are 570 chairs. So please don't try to take an extra chair, and if you can move to the middle, that would be greatly appreciated. I know some people like to stand up and back anyways. So, all right, on with some of the important stuff, which is the committee here in yellow. This is really a group effort, and so if everybody on the committee could stand up, please, and be recognized for all the effort that you've done. So Mano, you're on the committee. I'm serious. Masad, you're on the committee. Melissa, Anastasia. So this is, this is a group effort that everybody volunteers. Nobody here gets paid. And then just as Art said, so none of this is really possible. We do all the science part, but the heavy lifting is really done by Jerry and Alexis, who are in the back there. And I really would like to give them another round of applause. So they are the ones that make sure this meeting runs smooth, and they literally started a year ago working on this meeting. So this is a Herculean process. So we could not do this without our sponsors. And if I ask the sponsors to stand up, half this room is going to stand up, and that's a good thing. And the other half should feel guilty for not being on this slide. But we will accept donations tomorrow for next year. So this meeting, because the OTS is a nonprofit, this meeting doesn't happen without these sponsors. And so I can't tell you how greatly we appreciate that all these sponsors, big and small, that stepped up to donate this year. So again, thank you for all of that. It's really